Good evening and welcome to Owen Media. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a basic HTML landing page that you could use for your website. So I have already created the index.html file, as you can see. So let's start to build the website. Obviously your website needs a title, so this might be whatever the name of your business is. I'm going to keep it as my website. I'm going to open a live copy of the code that we can watch on the right hand side of my screen. If you aren't aware, I'm using a program called Visual Studio Code by Microsoft. It's a free to use program. I do all of my developing within this, and it works really well. So I can strongly vouch that if you're looking for a program to use, this works extremely well. So let's dive straight in. We obviously need a header for the website. I like to put the content within a header, as this is just a basic landing page, and then from there we can start to style it. So I'm going to create a basic landing page as if it was for myself. So welcome to Owen Media. We need a paragraph. We can have some texture, and we can say web development tutorials. Save that. Let's go to the next paragraph. I'd like to have a button that can redirect to my YouTube channel. So let's create an A tag that we can then have a link. So I'm going to make that go nowhere at the moment, and I'll have the text for the button, find out more. We can style this later on. So I think that's it for now, and yeah, let's dive into the styling. So we can see that there's padding on the top, padding on the left, and there's line height in between it. So I like to break all of that down. So above this, let's apply the style tags, and let's start modifying the site. The asterisk, we are going to target the entire site, and we're going to just create some basic parameters that we can change the default styling. I like to bring the margin and the padding down to 0, and then style it accordingly in what I'd like it to do. So now let's attack the body. Let's style that, and I don't like the default font. The font that I like is the standard Arial. That works quite well for me. You guys might like something else. Your taste might be different. You're more than welcome to change that. Let's apply a background color of a dark gray. So we can see that's applied immediately. I will apply an image later on, but before we get there, let's just start styling everything else. Let's give the text, let's make that white. Now in terms of the height, so we can see that this header, where the H1, the paragraph, the button is within, the height is approximately, maybe that's about 10% of the entire page. You would think that you could address the issue by applying 100% of the height of the header, which would form part of the body element from its parent, but no, that won't work. We need to apply the style to the height of 100 viewport heights, which then that creates the entire page to be 100% in terms of that. So moving on, the widths as well, you don't need to do this 100 viewport widths, as that is automatically applied. But if we had to set this to, for example, if we make it 25, you'll see that it applies to 25, a quarter of the page, or if we apply to 50, that would be half. So we can actually just take that out. Okay, so let's text align, let's center align the text. Then we can give some padding at the top. I like to work in rem units from what I've learned. That works extremely well. So we've given that padding, we've given that 2 rem. Let's give slightly more padding on the top we can apply maybe 10 rem. Yeah, that looks quite cool. We can always style this more later on. So let's now start to style the H1. So header H1, font size 3 rem units. We're making it slightly bigger. That looks cool. The color, let's give it a funky red. I quite like that. Let's work on the paragraph styling, font size. What should we do that? Maybe 2 rem units. Yeah, that looks cool. Then I think we should also give it a bit of a margin. So we'll give 1 rem, 0. There we go. We can bring that slightly further down. Let's start to style the button. Okay, so we need to display this as an inline block element, and then from that we can apply text decoration, none. Let's give this a background color of, let's also do red, and we need to just bulk this up a bit, so let's margin, let's do margin top 0.75 rem, and then padding, let's do padding 0.75 rem to rem. Oh, I see, we're actually not, we haven't given the button a class, which I forgot to do. Excuse me. We didn't. There we go. I was wondering what was going on there, because I didn't apply the class to here. That's why we weren't seeing that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm thinking. Let's create a hover over effect that we can change it to blue. So if we copy this, bring that down, space, hover, let's remove this, remove that, let's apply this blue. So if we hover over, that turns blue. Don't really like that. Let's apply a color to this of white. That looks quite cool. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm just thinking what else. Let's apply let's give this a background. Let's work on that now. I like to use Unsplash. It's quite cool to get free background images. So we need to go to the source, so Unsplash. We can have a look. This is the API and the code. We can get something from a specific user, otherwise from a random collection. That's quite cool. A fixed daily, weekly photo. So let's just take let's take this from random, a daily photo. Okay, so the area to which we need to apply this is in the background. So let's go back here to our website. So this is really cool that you can apply a background image within the background tag via URL. So we just need to now paste this in. There we go, save that, and that displays. But if we notice it's duplicating, so to turn that into a no repeat, we need to put in no repeat. Save that. We need to also center it, and we need to center on the x-axis and enable it to cover the screen. Now we can see that covers the entire screen. That looks quite cool. So that would change randomly once a week. You might have an image that you'd like to apply there instead. So you can do that. And yeah, so that's basically it. This will be quite responsive in terms of sizing. If you do want to apply media queries to this, where if the screen is smaller, you can have the text that it shrinks, or the padding is slightly lessened, or you can change the color as well. You can do that, but for now I'm going to leave this video at that. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I will try and address your queries. Thank you.